Well, good morning and welcome. It's a great morning here for Wake Up Nigeria. A brand new week, and finally we can say that we're finally into the swing of things for a penultimate week for the month of December.
Yes, of course. I mean, all the events are crushing, right? And I mean, I feel Christmassy, like very much so right now. And it's still, Wake Up Nigeria, and we're here. It's a great day. It's a great time to start.
Yes, indeed. It's a great time of year when the wind is so beautiful in the morning. And we love it anyhow. It's all good. We're going to hit the ground running this morning. Of course, you know, we've curated some fantastic content for you guys to last all the way up until the end of the show.
Yes, of course. All right. My name is Winfrey Agbeleshe. And remember, keep watching us where you're watching us. But then again, if you're on the move, make sure you do download the app on the iOS and Play Store. Right? It's, you know what
iOS and places you can find it. In any case, the rest of the year is going to be fantastic if you keep it here with us. And the only way you can do that is if you make sure that every single morning you're tuning in. We are, of course, on GOTV, channel 16 and 49.4. What's that now? UHF option. Yes. And, of course, 121 for StarTimes. Thank you very much.
Now, let's get on to what we have for today. Now, it's a beautiful Monday morning. I know on Mondays we like to do motivation, and for motivation today we have
Dr. Odabo is going to be joining us this morning. Of course, we'll be talking about how you can wow your interviewers when it comes to that job interview as we step into 2024. Now that sounds weird and it's going to take a bit of getting used to. But before that, don't forget that we're going to have the beautiful game come your way. It's going to be football actions from over the weekend as the year rounds up. Who the winners might be, the losers, and all of that. For a performance, we will be having T-Lash. He will be joining us with a very beautiful rendition of one of his, works. Now, by the way, he is a great singer, songwriter, and of course, he went viral after a video of his, and since then, he's kept on that train. For SME today, Oluwatosin Ariyo is a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University. Now, she has over 10 years of fashion modeling and also fashion production. However, what we'll be talking about today is her journey into agriculture and how that has blossomed into a wholesome business for her and her partners. Quick reminder that also we have some tech for you guys. And of course, we'll be taking a look at what tech and all the whole science, you know, everything, how far we've gone for 2023 before we jump into 2024. Yes. You are welcome. You are welcome. Nice red there.
Thank you.
How was your weekend?
Packed.
Oh boy.
Packed with
you too?
so much activity. So much activity. Everybody's trying to squeeze so many events into that short time frame of December. December used to feel a lot longer. It feels really short.
It is 2 weeks long.
Stuffing things in
that's
there.
all. It's just 2 weeks all.
So you were working?
I was working all through since Friday. Oh boy, what a weekend it has been for me. Worked all the way up until this morning. And well, hey, it doesn't stop until the end of this week again.
Yeah.
You can tell from your voice.
Oh, really? It's got that, you know.
Yeah, it has that husk.
That's
that extra husk.
I wish I could keep it so.
Yeah, really?
I wish.
Well, the weekend I was with family. It was fun. So I had a wedding, a family wedding, all the way in Ibadan. Traveled, actually got back yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. It was too much fun.
Wish I was you. Wish I was you.
So
you guys, how was the women's
fair?
How did that go? You were a part
TVC
of it.
Women's Fair started on Friday, wrapped up yesterday evening. It was powerful. It was really amazing to see loads of amazing female entrepreneurs come together and bond and make sales and all that. It was fun as well. The weather held. It was nice and sunny and bright, so we didn't have any, rain scares. Everybody's always worried about that one factor.
Yeah,
but
I think this is at December where we don't actually have the rain.
No, it rained at the earlier part, in the earlier part of December.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah, in the early part, but I feel like, this part.
Yeah, there was one final rain and then it brought on the Hamatan and everything.
Exactly.
You're still wearing a wristband.
Yeah.
This is testament to her weekend.
Okay, yeah, my weekend went very well. I'm still wearing the wristband from this morning. Now, the concert of Queens happened with every amazing, the most amazing female Nigerian artists, talking everyone from Yemi Alade, Tiwa Savage, Waje, Simi, Niniola, Tenny, all of them packed on stage and introduced by other powerhouses as well. Omotola, Bolanle, Austin Peters.
That's a really packed show.
Osas, Tools. It was
and it went
packed.
well?
It was amazing.
You say it went well. We weren't expecting cat fights.
So, so that is actually a conversation we should look into.
Let's take a look at that conversation, maybe inside of our coffee. Just but you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. It is, of course, the penultimate week for December, and together, you and us, we're gonna make it work. Okay? It's not Monday where you don't have to worry. But still, even if you're not stepping out, since you're into the swing of the holiday, let's still let you know what the weather's gonna be like.
That's the thing.
And you're welcome. You caught us in the middle of the conversation. Actually, we were just talking about something for 2023 as we're looking at our year in review. And the ladies were asking what the most
belabored theme
was for the year. And Winfrey, you said it was what?
Self-care, mental health, blurring the lines between femininity and masculinity.
Yeah.
Is that just a Nigerian thing? Was it just Nigerians that were all about
Yeah.
I think it was all over the world, though.
I think it was I feel certain things influenced it, right? Of course, when you have things like the Women's Day, that's right, International Women's Day, of course they have their theme and they also kind of push certain things. But I'm talking about Nigeria, right? Mostly. And then the masculinity and masculinity one was Lagos.
You people have won now. We're not fighting the game. 1 + 1 equals 11.
No, it was not a fight. It wasn't a fight.
In any case, we're wondering what your theme was exactly for 2023 and whether you actually hit the mark or did you miss it, or do you think you're coming back to repeat the class again?
I'm just wondering what 2024 will be.
What's the theme?
What would be the theme?
What's gonna be popular? Like,
I think it would be contentment, and I'm going to explain why. And this comes full circle into what we're talking about today for Coffee Gist. So check this: the UK government reportedly has set up a what do you call it now? A policy to deport Nigerian students and others over their poor grades. As we know, this is a thing that everybody in Nigeria and their mothers are trying to do. It's immigration. They have noted that it seems that this is a back door into the country, and Nigerians and other nations or nationalities are taking advantage of it. So what they're going to do is, if you have poor grades, just like in school, you're going to go on some sort of probation type thing. If that does not work, you're going to get sent back. I don't know how that's going to affect them, because I believe it will affect them in a large way, because most of their workforce are actually Nigerians, especially when it comes to healthcare and the rest. And these are people who take on menial jobs. Menial, on the line menial.
Okay, they take on the menial jobs in order to complete their education, and then when they complete their education, most of the time they're in the top of their class.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking. When you don't have these individuals who can take on these menial jobs in healthcare, who are you going to have there?
So they've mentioned grades. So this is students now. Let's talk about education, getting education abroad. A lot of the people who actually come from those countries don't go to those tertiary institutions because they can't afford them. This is also going to affect the UK, in my opinion, because they're going to lose a lot on school fees. The amount of money that Africans, Indians, Asians spend on education in the UK, it is holding up an industry.
Very true.
They come to Nigeria to do fairs, education fairs, in places like huge hotels here in Nigeria.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
And they are literally pulling Nigerian parents to send their children abroad.
So now there's
a reason.
This is what I'm going to say, right? The UK never does anything uncalculated. So to be honest, this is just a strategy for something that is to come. And if I'm just to look at it on the surface, I'm going to say that it's understandable, because in the end, as much as yes, we say fine, of course they need the money. We all know that. I mean, they're really, the funds are literally doing great for them, right? But I'll still say that when we talk about these kind of things, the idea behind it is to get people into their country that can add positively to that economy, to the systems that work there. So where they're now faced with a situation where, they're not getting that, it is their rights, they're within their right to say, okay, we don't want this, we want this, and all of that. But then again, it's still the UK. Something I noticed is that once they make a decision, they're going to see the way it plays out. If it doesn't work for them, they're going to circle back very shamelessly. So
that's
not even bothered.
Very healthy
even in the sports, in the area of sports in the US, that's how they give scholarships to students. If they're good at football, tennis, athletics, they give these students great opportunities in those fields. But if their grades are dropping, most of them lose these scholarships.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah.
You're correct. There is more to the communique that came out. They also said that they would also investigate whether there should be further restrictions that would only allow foreign students to stay in the UK if they went to certain specific universities and complete specified courses. Also, certain types of jobs or activities could also be subject to limitations.
So what you said was there's an underlying agenda.
Of course,
So if that is the case, then there are probably some schools that are not exactly top of the
just
line.
set up just to
set it
facilitate
up.
this immigration thing. So I understand all that, but I think
Yeah.
let's bring it back home, and it's time to start looking at us now, and the whole jackpot syndrome and all. Is it time to now start refocusing what we should be doing instead of wanting? Everybody's geared. It would seem most people are geared to want to immigrate. It's like there's no future here. Is it time, with what we have, the little that we have, try to start repurposing our destination when it comes to what we want for ourselves? How are we going to do that? What are we going to do? Where are we going to go?
When you say destination, what do you mean? Outside the country or inside the country?
Inside of the country. I mean,
So
what we want to settle into.
So I'm going to say this, right? So over the weekend, I mentioned actually being at a family function. Now, a family function that was well attended by my cousins who have been outside the country for the longest time. And looking at their lives juxtaposed with that of my cousins that have been here, to be honest, it was very glaring, the reason why people were trying to immigrate. You cannot compare the standard of lives that they're leaving to the ones who have been here are leaving. Do you understand? These are people that literally left when they were young, probably like 16, 17, to go there to further their education, stayed back to work. The currency they were spraying was different. Jonas, no, don't get me wrong. No, I'm just saying, like, it really got me thinking. Then again, you will now also think about the fact that, okay, fine, the times there then and the times now are not, like, we're not the same. Even, I mean, the conditions with which they moved and all of that. Now, bringing it to this times now, I think a lot of Nigerians actually come to the point where they realize, okay, fine, we are the ones that are going to take ourselves out of this. But then again, we still need to talk about the fact that, it's fine, starting up businesses is a sure way to boost an economy. But then again, the business is being started by Nigerians and the business is being started by foreigners. Now, I'm talking about this because they also shared interest in having certain investments right here. And if you think of the way it's working or it has worked for them in just a short amount of time they've put in, compared to people that have been here slaving away at businesses.
It's shorter for them and shorter.
It's short.
So, but it should be noted that there are issues of inflation all over the world present.
Of course.
That's why I'm thinking of coming here to
the US,
invest.
Yes, of course.
The UK, they're going through some serious financial issues right now. Every government is going through all these things because there's just been a lot of adjustments in, there's a power tussle, international power tussle going on. So in the end, to find your feet, in my opinion, at home. If you can survive in an area, in a country like this, you can survive anywhere in the world. We understand this. But do you have to?
Now, okay.
I'm going to say that one thing that I noted, especially when I traveled myself to the village and everything, is the fact that there's plenty of opportunity when it comes to agriculture. The only thing that might stalemate that would be the fact that after you've gotten your yields and everything, you might not be able to transport it appropriately to your destination or to markets and all of that. But even in that, still there are opportunities for other businesses when it comes to logistics. Maybe we might not need to transport all our yields. Maybe we might need to start looking at processing. That's another thing. So I'm thinking, if you have that family member, your family member, tell them there's agriculture, there's processing. And these are big facets in the economy that we have gaps in.
And there are banks that are supporting agriculture now. A lot of those grants and packages.
That is true.
They've been going on for the past, 3 to 5 years now. You just have to really search for them. And people are getting those grants. It's just that those that get it, they know they shout.
Very true, actually.
And how do they get it? Are the processes? I'm not saying they don't get it. Now, what are the processes to getting those grants? Are they really transparent? And are they really fair?
I'll speak for them. Yes, they are transparent.
I want you to speak for them.
They might
the color
be
you're
really,
wearing.
Yeah, I have a family member who's been opportunity to get one of those. But it might be a long process, and then you have to prove that I'm going to use these funds for this. Do you have have you even started anything? Do you have the experience? Do you have an acre of land? All of those things are things you have to show. You're not just gonna, okay, I want to start cassava business, go to the bank.
No, that doesn't work.
Of course, okay,
you have
anyways,
to really
I guess that's
invest time and also educate yourself in those areas before you even begin to consider starting a business in that area.
So now, on that note, let me just put this in, just drop it, right? I know of someone that literally got no, I don't know what to call it, the grants now, but some money, for some certain kind of business, right? He applied for it, he got it, and complained terribly of how, not up to how many percentage of the actual sum gotten was used for the actual thing because of all the...
What, taxes?
Not even, okay, let's call it taxes.
Nah,
Taxes.
I see what you mean.
So,
Well, taxes,
there.
that happens in every country, which is why a lot of them abroad come to Nigeria.
So we've talked about us
invest.
as individuals and what we should perhaps maybe start to refocus at.
Yeah.
I think it's now time to turn attention to the government and how these things are run and how easy it could be for people to start businesses like you just noted. It's not easy at all. Only just the other day there was an information about owning businesses and business names and about tax returns and all of that. And if you don't what's the word, consolidate your businesses, you might lose your business in come 2024. However, it is very, very not easy to do these things, these little, with all the
things like
dues and all.
NAFDAC. You know, getting a NAFDAC number is like, you know, they do like parties.
It's like getting the UK visa.
Yeah, it's like, you're holding on to your certificate like, I'm NAFDAC approved, guys.
Yes.
You know, but those kinds of things are important. Those regulatory bodies are important.
Just make it easier for us.
And that's the thing, so it's not...
You know what?
Yeah,
I want to talk
you
about...
see, I have plenty to say, yeah? I know.
Yeah.
I know. But what's your opinion regarding this situation here that we're facing regarding the UK government and grades or students? What's your opinion? Share with us. We're live on X where you can leave messages, okay? So go on there, use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Would love to hear what your opinion is. Stay tuned. We will be right back. Welcome. It's time for the dailies, and of course, we do it right here on Wake Up Nigeria the right way. And I have with me Titi. Thank you very much for joining for the papers. You are welcome.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, so let's get to it. Yes, we have a couple of them. We have The Nation, Daily Trust, Daily Sun, The Guardian, and maybe perhaps one or two more if we can squeeze in the time. But I'm going to be starting from The Nation newspaper. And we've got this headline here. Lalong resigns from FEC. That's a big headline, front and center for The Nation. Also, The Nation wins highest honors as NMMA. That's on page 4 if you want to celebrate with The Nation. NAFDAC moves against sale of measured milk cereals in open markets. I'm going to come back to talk about that one. And Rivers Assembly 27, our defection constitutional. That's what they say. That's the 27 members who defected. And at the bottom of the photo story for this morning on The Nation, Lagos inaugurates agro-produce hub. We were just talking about agro on for What's Up and About. And SON set to standardize CNJ buses. Dignitaries greets Buhari at 81. Now, let's go back and talk about that headline which I was referring to. NAFDAC moves against sale of measured milk and cereals in open markets. Now, it's very interesting because I was at the market. We always do our monthly shop runs. I think it's called Trade Fair. And I noticed that there were these big nylon bags with milk or cereals and stuff that were being sold, and people actually are beginning to purchase or patronize these more than they would the packaged stuff. And they claim that it's all the same thing. However, I've always just wondered how real that was, how true that is, how safe it is and all of that. I don't know.
Because once you don't have expiry dates on things, anything repackaged could have been contaminated in some kind of way. You just don't have any guarantees. But at this point, people are thinking more of finance than guarantees.
Very true.
On quality or best before dates, as it were. But it has always happened like that. You know, smaller packaging has always sold better. Which is why the sachet milk, there was a particular company that started it some time back, and then every other company followed suit.
That's called shrinkflation.
Yeah.
With shrinkflation, you get smaller packages, and even the content sometimes begins to get smaller while your package remains the same.
Yeah.
But that's what people are running away from. Because of shrinkflation, they're like, I'd rather go get these uncanned milk at the better volume than all. But it, like you say, it's the economy and finance.
It is high risk. It is
though. What paper do you have?
I have The Guardian here with me, and it says here, federal government firms trade jobs as illegal expatriates take over economy. Now, there is an infographic there giving some numbers. Apparently, 13,829 foreigners were issued EQS permits, while 1,161 business permits were given to foreign companies to operate in Nigeria. And then there's a lot of other information there. It continues on page 6. Pro-Wike lawmakers re-strategize to oust Fubara, vow to reclaim rivers. Kano residents won't accept injustice, Deputy Governor warns. Serap sues INEC for failing to prosecute electoral offenders in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo. And NCDC confirms outbreak of dengue fever in Sokoto. Now, there are, of course, some photo stories there of just 2 of the numerous events that are happening, that happened over the weekend. I did want to touch a little bit on the River State issue. There were some videos that we saw last week of...
Fubara?
Yes, exactly. And a particular very important building was being demolished as well. You get my point?
Yes.
So that is an ongoing story that we're looking out for in the news bulletins that will be coming up very soon. Let's see.
Moving on now, let's do the Daily Trust, shall we? Inside the Daily Trust, big headline that meets you. Zamfara community under siege as bandits strike. Military vehicles, police outposts burnt. 3 persons killed, 16 abducted. State government to hire 4,200 security guards. At the top for the Daily Trust editorial, what does the World Bank want from Nigeria? And experts, unions differ over FG's plan to restructure TCN. Moving on now to the bottom of the page, Afenifere raises alarm over rising kidnappings in the southwest and ripples over appointments of 132 liaison officers for Kano LGAs. Customer loyalty, let's skip that. NMA gives of FG 45-day ultimatum to review doctors' salaries. State of security is one thing, especially when it comes to the end of the year here in Nigeria, as people make their journeys back home. Last week, there was a case of a businessman who was kidnapped, ransom collected, and still he was killed. Very unfortunate. We actually did have the defense minister, was it, who told that everything's safe now. We have police posted all across the nation and we shouldn't be worried about this. But it's still something that we're seeing persist, like we can see from the Zamfara instance here. This is outside of the whole festivities. However, this is more banditry that's happening in the north. But it's very concerning that this is what we are beginning to see more often in the news now. I don't know if the structures that have been put in place are either lessening in their activities or whether they were even put in place at all. Big questions there, but find these stories inside of the Daily Trust newspaper. We've got one more paper.
Yes, we do. We have the Daily Sun newspaper, and a headline that was very, very popular last year around this same period is Naira scarcity. It says here, BDCs, SMEs, others grown as expert queries CBN. Crisis ending soon, says Apex Bank. It also says here, off-cycle election, Serap sues INEC over failure to prosecute electoral offenders in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo. And Adeboye, why I didn't stop Olaoye from confessing, rather contesting Ogbomosho. Page 28 has more on that. It says here, convicted drug baron loses VGC mansion, SUV, as NDLEA arrests grandmother for drugs in Lagos. And it also says here, Tinubu hails appointment of Professor Uchegbu as London varsity president. And let's see, right at the bottom here, it says NLC dismisses notice of nationwide strike. Now, the issue of the Naira scarcity, we did talk about that last week. Yeah, we have. Now, we did also talk about the fact that it does seem like everyone has sort of made a move, made that shift to have some form of online mobile banking going on. So it's not as tense as it was this time last year.
I'll give credit to the banks this year because it's not as bad as what it was last year. But then again, the conditions from last year were actually worse than what they are. They were worse than what they are this year. But still, there's still questions. Why exactly is there a shortage for the Naira currently? There's still no explanation. I've always said, but there is. Have you tried getting 15,000 Naira from the POS terminals? They tell you I only have 10. Because they have to save what they have for other customers as well.
We are the cause of our own challenges. This is just me. This is just off top of my head.
The point
Some
I was
people
trying
are
to make.
probably just keeping cash at home.
The point I was trying to make is for every situation, the most important thing, especially if you are in a state of governance or leadership, is information. If people understand why things are the way they are, they would make adjustments based on that information. If you do not give them information, then they cannot make any single plan. We don't have an explanation for exactly why there's a shortage. Last year we did. It was, you know, a shift in, attempted shift in the kind of
design.
The design.
Yeah.
But this year, why exactly? No one's saying anything. We don't know.
Okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
I'm a bit frustrated myself.
So hopefully we get more answers to some of these questions sometime soon. But that's all we have time for on the headlines in the dailies.
Indeed. So, well, do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way for Wake Up Nigeria. I have a sneaky suspicion that today's meal is going to be something everybody's going to want because it's going to be very homely. I'll let Winfrey do the introductions eventually, but just to let you know, heads up. Stay tuned. We've got more coming your way. Let's do a break.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, and of course, the beautiful Monday morning, start of the week. We need to definitely start strong, and for that, we have Chef Shibutimo right here with us. Chef, how are you doing?
I'm doing
It's
well.
been a minute. Where have you been? When last did you come to this house? You just run away and left
it's
us.
you.
Me, I shall not be seeing you.
I came here last week.
Last week. All right, nice. All right, just shows that I miss you now. Just you're coming more often. You see? You see? So what are we making today?
I'm making potatoes.
Potatoes.
And sauce.
Okay, what type of potato? It's not nice potato.
This is sweet potatoes.
Sweet potato, right? And sauce. What type of sauce are we making? I can see some.
Fish sauce, chicken sauce, everything.
You know, you don't know how to do it small. You have to just be doing.
As in the season,
Yeah,
you have
season, Abi. You have to.
dirty December thing.
All right. So tell me what's the process for making this?
Yes, this is our red oil.
Yeah, it's already on the fire.
Yes, we are going to fry this as in stir fry.
We're going to stir fry the chicken in red oil.
Yes, in red
Right,
oil.
okay.
It's differently
Yes,
this time around.
Yeah.
And this too. Then we are going to put this in water to boil.
Okay, so we have the water already.
Water,
Yeah,
ready.
it's hot there already.
So
Put our sweet potato in to boil.
it's going.
Okay.
So our locust beans is going, but after stir frying this, we put our locust beans, our onions, then the mixed pepper. This pepper has tomatoes, rodo, power, and ginger inside.
Ginger inside, all right. Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good. So we didn't bleach the oil, Sha. We just put it
No,
to get hot.
we are not bleaching it.
Okay. And then we fry the chicken inside.
I'm doing this different because normally we are supposed to use groundnut oil, but different.
Yes, now different. Just to
tell you that if you don't have groundnut oil,
groundnut oil,
you can also use
palm. I
this.
know my mom used to literally fry things. She actually even rather fry things with palm oil than.
Because it's healthier.
Yes, of course, it's healthier. Even akara, I like palm oil akara.
Really?
Yes.
I don't like akara, so
You don't like akara?
eating red
akara is on a different level.
it's somehow to me, so...
It's very nice. Okay. Okay, so we allow that fry, and then we'll take it out, Abby?
We'll take it out.
Yeah, we'll take it out and fry this.
Yes.
And also take it out before we now start the locust beans process.
Exactly.
Okay, that's actually very good. So we're actually having it on the side. We're not mixing it together. It's not porridge, as you said earlier.
It's not porridge.
It's not
We are
porridge.
putting it by
Well,
the side.
okay.
Yes.
All right.
You can eat this early hours of the morning on a Christmas day.
Very true. Yes. Very true. So what's your plans now? Jeff, tell us. What's your Christmas plan? Christmas is when? It's not far again. No?
It's not far again.
not far again.
I am going to rock and rock.
Again,
Oh my God.
You trust you.
Dirty December.
Dirty December.
We are outside. Italawa. I'm going to be outside this season.
We're going to be outside this. My sister, I'm outside inside. You know now, I'm outside as I'm inside.
Let's go outside and have fun.
We have to be outside in moderation.
No, I said outside, do it moderately.
Do it more exactly now.
Sitting down at home and not really do it. You have been working since January to...
Yes.
Me, I want to go for... I don't know. How are you?
So now let's talk about things in the market. You've been buying things, of course. Now, are they more
go
expensive?
there.
Is it don't go there? Tell me, are they more? What has been your experience lately?
Don't go there because if you start saying this now, so it will not affect our moving. I don't want to go there.
But we have to cook now. Because man must chop. We must eat. So how do we do it?
Sure, let's start praying. What do you want to say? Because it's so expensive that you start saying it now. We are not doing this place. So to not like, why now? Are we not going to have our fun? I don't want that to disturb me because this one has to be taken care of very well.
So we're talking about the whole scarcity of. Have you had any of that experience where you have gone to a POS and they don't have cash?
Yes, just yesterday, I wanted to just 5K. No cash. I said, And somebody was like, can I pay 400? And I said, on top waiting.
So now the charges have actually gone up as well with the scarcity.
It's just yesterday I experienced it. I've never experienced it before. Maybe because I have people.
Yes, that is.
So I'm always getting my cash, but I'm not praying that should come again.
Come again, right? All right, let's hope that there'll be a solution to the scarcity of cash really, really soon. In case you're just joining us, you're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. We're going on a quick break, and when we come back, so much more happening right here. Don't touch it. We'll be right back. Okay, yes, we're still here, and yes, of course, your buds are literally doing their work because Chef Shebutumo is still here doing her thing. What's happening now, Chef? I know we have the fish.
The fish.
There.
The onions is going.
Onions going in.
Yes.
So we took out the chicken, right? In case you're wondering, here it is, looking nice and golden brown. It's well fried. Bring it here, let him see it. Then we had our fish in going to the palm oil.
The locust beans.
The locust beans is going in now. After the onion. Well, our dish is ready now. What's remaining? After we put the tomatoes, that was it. Very quick.
Very quick.
Very, very quick. No time for time wasted. And of course, we have our sweet potatoes in the pots right there as well. It's boiling. In case you're joining us and you're wondering what we're making sweet potato, boiled sweet potato, and tomato sauce, right?
Yes.
It's a number of lives. How many lives today?
Not too much.
Not too much. But it's a lot, actually. It actually is a lot. Amazing. Smells really nice. And it's coming together nice.
The atmosphere is changing.
It's changing, of course. It has to change. It's part of it. Okay.
So I want it to be a little bit hot. Then I'll put this.
Then you put the tomato in.
The tomato in.
Okay. All right. And then when is our corn going in?
When the pepper is going, the tomato will go.
We'll follow it. All right. Is this already parboiled or is it just?
Yes, it's parboiled.
It's already parboiled.
It's parboiled.
All right.
Sauce.
It's not going to take time.
No, it's not going to take time.
This is ready. All right. Nice. Nicely done.
This is pocket-friendly sauce.
Tell me about that. That people want to hear that because it's not easy. Seriously.
Panda is not smiling.
It's not smiling. Actually, I was at the market yesterday and I got two for 500 naira.
Big ones.
Were they big? They were not.
There's a big one. Because that's a small one.
It wasn't small, but at the same time, it wasn't like gigantic.
Chicken this year, how do you feel? You're going to eat frozen chicken.
Sweet frozen chicken. No.
You don't like chicken?
Like, never. No, I'm not going to do that. Even if I tried to buy turkey the other day, 1 kilo was 5,000 naira.
I'm saying
5,000 naira. For 1 kilo of turkey. All
right.
4 wings. Interesting.
We'll be fine.
We'll actually be fine. We will be fine. But I mean, then again, once there's life, there's hope, right?
That's what is making us. That's what is keeping us going.
Eggs, come on, whole. It's one whole chicken, Abi.
You feel, but I just
everything is inside.
Anyway, there's life. That's when there's life, there's still more hope for us.
But the good thing is that Nigerians will also always find a way to celebrate, no matter what.
Yes,
it's our spirit. We have
because we cannot kill ourselves.
We can't kill ourselves.
We just have to keep moving.
Amazing. Okay. Let's see what's happening right now. I think there's 4. Resino, focus.
Okay, welcome back. Second hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning, beautiful people, and we hope that you guys are feeling charged up after our first 1 hour here.
Of course, and of course, we're here. We're still here. It's December. It's beautiful. It's a Monday. I mean, I think that's all I think about these days.
I know, right? With only just 2 exact weeks to go till the end of the month. Hey, we get you guys to check out that checklist for 2023 before the end of these 2 weeks, and we hope that at least maybe we made it into your list for 2023 as kind of like the perfect dose of everything that's fun all year.
Of course, and whether you're heading to work, planning a big meeting or event, right, make sure you're setting up for a busy day, right? Whatever you do, avoid lazy days. This is not the time. So even if you're not working, make sure you're having some form of fun. All right, that's very important, right? And do have an extraordinary week.
Yes, and you've picked the right place to start off if you want to have fun. It's right here. for Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome. Inside the kitchen, Titi has taken your place.
We have Goldilocks, yes.
Titi, what do you find that's happening inside the kitchen?
No, I'm not worried. Chef Shebutimo is here.
She got it. She got it.
Yeah, you don't even, you can even close your eyes and just close your eyes and
okay, see how
you just open them and the food is ready.
See, you look really pretty today.
You actually do.
Oh, thank you.
Really, it's a new hair.
Yeah.
There's something on the makeup and the outfit as well.
Thank you.
You look like Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, really? In any case, thank you guys for joining us and welcome for the second hour here. And we hope that we're going to keep you guys on the go, give you that energy that you need to remember. Now you can see us on channel 16 for GOTV and 49 for UHF. That's the option, or 121 for GOTV.
Yes, of course. Make sure you also download our app. You can find it on either the iOS or the Play Store.
And of course, are you following us yet across all the social media platforms? If you are not, it's simple. At TVC Connect is where to look for everything that we put up on social media, especially on Instagram. But let's remind you, oh yes, TVC Entertainment _ yeah. So that's a little switch that we have only just started recently.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been following us on YouTube, you should, because all the content from here gets on there. But you'll never know if you haven't clicked the notification button. So make sure that you have done that already.
Of course. We've had an amazing 1 hour. We have 45 minutes to go. And we have so much still packed just for you.
Yes, indeed.
Now, what we start with?
We've got inspirational guests coming your way, so you guys just hang in there. We'll be letting you know exactly what we have right now. Coming up this hour, we have some inspiration or motivation for you with Dr. Ogabo. He'll be joining us, and of course, we'll be talking about making sure that you nail that new job for 2024 by wowing your interviewers and making that leap into your next dream job work out for you. So join us then.
And of course, for performance, we have T-Lash Maroni. Interesting name. He's right here. I've seen him earlier. He does sound like he has something to bring. Let's hold it for that one.
How can I joke around when it's life ain't funny? See, I go play with them dangerous guys, but they can never enjoy.
For SME today, Oluwatosin Ario, she's a graduate of the Obafemi Awolowo University, and she has over 10 years of fashion and modeling experience in fashion production. But however, that's not what we might be talking about today. Today we'll be talking about her venture into agriculture and how that's worked for her so far.
All right, then now it's about time for us to keep you abreast on what's happening on social media. Now, we needed someone extra special to do this with us today, and we brought in the one and only Zainab. How you doing, girl?
I'm good.
So
good morning.
Social media is on fire.
Yes, it is.
Oh, gosh.
You
What's
have no
going
idea.
on now?
It's the festive season, but the gbasgbos has refused to stop.
It's gbasgbosing.
Yes, it's gbasgbosing. So let's start with this. Something happened, I think, over the weekend, and I saw that it was Ashake. You remember this? Help me, help me, help me. Then they carry me go away. I don't know. Then they carry me go away. I don't know.
All
that
right.
lady,
Yeah.
the policeman lady, needed help, and Ashake sent her 5 million naira. But people have a lot to say because they're coming to say that Ashake made more than that for that particular song. That's the song Assalam Alaikum. You know the song, right?
Yes.
And they said they claimed that he made quite like over 500 million naira, and he gave the woman only 5 million.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know, but let me just go to people's comments. Just read out some comments. But what do you think about that, though?
I'm just like, okay, so I'm trying to connect the two issues here.
Right.
But he did give.
He did give.
He had the choice to not
give.
Yeah, exactly. But he did. He did make the move.
He did make
to
the
give.
move.
And 5 million is not small money.
That's what I keep saying. 5 million is not some money, because it was actually this guy on Twitter that actually made it a big deal. If you know Dr. Penking.
Okay.
He had a lot to say about it, that, Shake, you cannot just give the woman 5 million out of 500 million naira. Is it your money, Dr. Penkin?
Wow, very good question.
So let me go to some comments here on social media. We have at Miss Okifo saying, Dr. Peng, how much did you donate? Abi, your transfer no dey work?
Wow.
Good question.
Interesting question.
At Damola.a had to say, Ashake is bad though. He should have given her his leg.
Wow. Okay.
Nigerians. Fear will no fear Nigerians. At Lady Q_1 had to say, you can never satisfy Nigerians. God bless you for that. 5 million naira is no joke this festive season. If someone should give me 5 million naira, I know what I will do with that money. And what will you do with the money?
5 million naira, the list is too long. We won't be able to complete this segment if I tell you what I'll be doing with 5 million naira. But I'm actually really, I'm impressed that he did give. He did
give, yes,
and
absolutely.
It's public knowledge what he gave. So, yeah. I don't think the policewoman has any issues with that amount.
I honestly do not think so. It's just people who are trying to, you know, make something big deal out of something that is not supposed to be a big deal. Because if I'm giving you 5 million naira, it's a lot of money. And you should just take it because I had the option of not to give, but I did give. So let's go to this particular one that happened over the weekend. The Gwagwalada saga between Peruzzi and music executive Ubi Franklin. So there was this podcast that Peruzzi was on, and I think they had, someone just said, oh, you should actually have like a collabo with Kiss Daniel. And he said, oh, he was supposed to actually have a collabo with Kiss Daniel. He got the sample of Gwagwalada. He was supposed to send it in, but at the end of the day, Kiss Daniel ended up working with Benson and also Shay Vibes, who was on it. And people had a lot to say. Ubi Franklin also weighed in and had a lot to say that probably did not go down well with Peruzzi. Peruzzi had to call him out, saying all sorts. And also, Kiss Daniel's brother also weighed in, saying that, see, at some point, it got leaked. Peruzzi's version of Gwagwalada got leaked, and he had to beg DJs to stop playing it. So people had a lot to say about that, too.
That is a really big hit song.
It was a big hit song.
The rights and claims on such a great hit. But all in all, the conversation happened on a podcast. You know, it wasn't as if he, you know, put something out there legally speaking, you know. So so he was just speaking.
It was just a question he was asked. And he was like, I don't think I want to work with Kiss Daniel anytime soon because he was supposed to sample something, and before he knew what was happening, Benson was on the song, someone else was on the song. And people had a lot to say about that. So on Twitter, at Ima_Zami said, Peru, para, Peru. It's the unseriousness for me, honestly, you guys. At Olamide, at Roscoe Jew said, coach that used his preferred two different. What are you talking about? I guess you're talking about football that I don't know about. Okay, someone dropped a laughing emoji over here. Someone said corporate portable. Let me go to other other things here.
So in terms of the music industry, we've had these kinds of conversations come up quite a bit. And you never really know what is truly going on until you hear from both sides. So maybe we should wait for feedback.
Let me just take this one particular comment here. This boy at tough_authentic said, this one has strategy, Jare. There is one drug bed will be that.
Like a publicity stunt?
Publicity stunt. I mean, it was asked a question and he just had to reply. But you know, you guys now, you always like to make a big deal out of it. Somebody wants to jump on it. Somebody wants to say something about it. And Ubi Franklin actually gave it more life. You understand? So you can't really blame him at the end of the day, can you? So someone said, wala wala in Portable's voice. I can't with you guys, honestly.
That's the second reference to Portable here.
I don't understand. Any small thing, people have a lot to say about him. But okay, it's all good.
All right, that's our social media update with Zay. Thank you so much, Zainab, for that. Now, your thoughts, comments, contributions on what you heard today. We'd love to see them as well. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. And let's talk about it. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Thank you so much, T. Lash Maroney. I love the vibe there. Really great way to start performances for a Monday. All right, now, next year, some people might be making some adjustments in some things they're doing, maybe even looking for a new job. And in order to get a good job these days, there are really interesting types of interviews going on. It's not like how it used to be where you just sit down, tell them about yourself, and they give you the job. No, things have changed. And that's why we're having a sit down with Dr. Odabo Ejumudo. He is a passionate speaker, trainer, and coach. He has an enormous interest in building sustainable businesses that deliver value through a committed and fulfilled workforce. Today, we're talking about how to sell yourself like a pro, wow your job interviewers, and of course, land that dream job. welcome back to the studio.
Thank you, Titi. Good to be here.
Okay, so land job, before you put dream in front. Dream job, land a job first is what's on many people's minds.
Yeah.
They just want to get through the interview, get through, you know. What is it that they are to expect from an interview in 2024?
Yes, thank you. I like the way you said 2024 because, like you mentioned, things have really changed. And people have to understand that the market is saturated. There's lots of talent, not only in Nigeria, across the world. So if you're going for a job, research shows that at least 50 people have been reserved to be interviewed for that same role. Wow. So what separates you from someone else? You have a master's in Uniben or Unilag. Someone has a master's in Lagos Business School. The next person has a master's in London Business School. So what are you going to do differently? That is why you have to understand the skills, the mindset you need to go to use when going for a job interview. Yeah.
Mindset.
Yes.
Mindset and confidence and certain level of poise does come with this whole interview thing now.
Extremely. The right word I would use is perception. It's really all about perception. And there's a journey to it. There's a journey about knowing you, knowing your story and liking you. If I know you and I like you, there's a higher possibility that you'll get the job, right? But if you come and you're very robotic and you're poised and confident, but there's something about you that's so robotic, I can't wrap my head around it. Okay. There's a possibility you might not get that job, right? So there's a balance. There's a nice balance between confidence, your skill. In fact, communicating your skill, communicating your story is also another point that really makes people lose it. Yeah.
So now some people might feel their story isn't as interesting as someone else's and probably might end up adding some half-truths into that story. So we're not encouraging people to lie during an interview, right? We're not encouraging people to put on an act.
No.
But what exactly are we telling them to do?
Okay. I usually tell my clients that you have to understand your story, right? You don't go and, like you said, go and bake facts. Your story, but many people underestimate their success stories and they break it and they just go and say things that are not very interesting. Everybody has an interesting story. Everybody is the hero in their story. So you have to find a way to bring that hero up. Tell them the achievements you've had over your career.
Okay.
Say the relevant story, not some weird things like I'm the first child of 10 children, I'm the breadwinner. Oh, that's not a story nobody wants to hear. Nobody wants a victim mentality person coming to in their workplace. So it's a curated experience you have to deliver when you go into that interview.
All right, then. So can we go into practicals now?
Yes.
Can we do a practical example? So I'm looking for a project manager, right? And I work in a manufacturing firm, and you are the interviewee, right?
Yes.
I'm the interviewer now.
Yes.
So you say you have a doctorate in this field. Can you explain why you feel you are the best candidate for this job?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Yes, first of all, I worked in a couple of great places. I worked in GSK, General Electric, and the majority of what we did there was manufacturing, and the same product line which you are doing now. And over the course of 8 years, my working there, I've won 5 awards while working there, all for excellence within Nigeria and Africa. I manage the African space, and I have several project managers that I work with. And for us, it's not about just delivering products with excellence. We want to make sure that it's products that our customers use, products our customers love, right? So that's what we're all about. Apart from the awards and my ability to manage people, it has really helped me excel while I've been there.
All right. What is the one thing that makes you stand out? We have about 50 other candidates waiting for us in the reception. Talk to us about why we should pick you.
Okay, let me tell you a story. I used to be an engineer, right? But I wasn't happy being an engineer. I wanted to do more than just be an engineer. So I took those skills and I got my first job in General Electric. And that helped me, those transferable skills helped me while I was doing that. The determination and my skill set helped me shine in the workplace. So I'm not about just work. I'm about delivering results. And I don't accept no. I don't accept it's not possible. Let me give you another story. So there's a particular project, we had to launch a conference, and we needed to get on board certain vendors. It was pretty hard getting it because everybody wanted something for themselves, but I was able to convince them to do it out of pockets. So we had the largest conference last year, and it was all over Nigeria and Ghana, and we didn't have to pay any vendor to do it. They all did it based on their own. So that's the kind of thing that I bring to it, to the table.
So, so you're getting very close to getting this job, but can you tell me one challenge you were able to overcome and how you're able to overcome it?
Challenge for me was transiting. When I was moving from engineering into manufacturing, it was a total shift. It was nothing related. And people kept telling me, you can't do this. You studied for so many years. And for me, it was the mental torture. But I was determined I wanted a life of adventure. I wanted a life of creativity. So I stuck to it, and I landed my dream job.
All right. Congratulations. You are now the newest project manager for TVC Communications. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team.
Thank you very much.
All right, then. And on that note, I actually have to say the way you answered the questions, I didn't feel like you were acting. I didn't feel like you were telling, you know, a white lie or two.
Yes.
Even if you probably were.
Yes.
But I'm glad that you were able to give examples and showcase what you're supposed to look like, how you're supposed to sound, and how you're supposed to say it. And hopefully someone watching right now has learned a thing or two this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you, Titi.
We'll see you again next week.
All right.
All right, then. You need to make sure you use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tell us what you think when you use the post. We're going to be posting this up on YouTube as well. Make sure you go there, click the notification bell, and of course subscribe to our channel so you don't miss great information like this. We have a quick break coming your way right now. You don't want to go anywhere.
And you're welcome. It's our final segment for a Monday here. It's going to be a good one because we have someone very special. Her name is Oluwatosin Ario. She is a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University. Now, get this. She's got plenty of experience when it comes to modeling and also fashion production, but she kept all of that aside and said, no, I'm going to go into the farms. And today, she's got plenty of experience when it comes to agriculture and processing. You are welcome to us, and good to have you here.
Thank you.
Grand. You look the part, definitely. You know, fashion, and then now agriculture. But let's talk about what you do now and the products that you put out and how people can actually learn from your business. Now, first off, let's find out what your business is about. I was very, very interested in finding out that this, what I'm holding here, is actually honey sachets of honey inside of there, and we've got the bottles on there, and that's what your business focuses on. It's farm fresh grocery sachet honey. Very interesting because I've never seen this before, not even outside the country. But tell us about this, how you came about the whole honey business, and we'll talk about the different flavors, let's put it, flavors exactly that you have. How did you come about this?
Okay, so I grew up as an asthmatic patient from the age of 2, and it came with lots of allergies. But unfortunately, I didn't even know there were allergies. So I used to rub my eyes, I used to have itchy nose, and all sorts of allergies. I didn't know there were allergies, you know. And then at some point, I had this really bad one. I was about 30 then. And then I went to the optician, and they were like, you have allergies, and it's just allergies because you're an asthmatic person, you know.
Did you know you were asthmatic at that time?
I knew I was asthmatic, but I didn't know the allergies, the package that comes to people that have asthma. So it was then I realized that, I met, a naturopath, and he asked me to stay off sugar, flour, and so many other things.
Wait, people are allergic to sugar?
Yeah, I am.
How?
I am.
That's the sweetness of life.
Well,
I guess that's why you found
Yeah, so I had to come up with, a natural sweetener, which is healthier, There was honey, I could have just done honey like that, but, I just felt the same way you see brown sugar, all kinds of sugar in the hotels. It would be nice to also see, like, healthy variants of honey. So we started out infusing, like an experiment, infusing herbs in honey because, it gives additional benefit to the consumption of the honey. So now you're not just taking the honey, you're taking the herbs as well. So for instance, the hibiscus is good for your blood pressure.
Nice. We'll talk about the different variants.
Yeah.
But you started out at home, experimenting.
Yes.
And then when did you decide maybe I should mass produce and sell?
So, I was in a program, I was in an entrepreneurship program, an agricultural one. So the first set I did, I just took it out there for people to taste it and give me their feedbacks, you know. And then based on their feedbacks and their reaction, you know, we started pushing it out. And then now we have it, it's NAFDAC certified.
Nice, nice. How was that process, getting it NAFDAC certified? Was it tedious?
The first one was tedious, but the second one was easy. I think NAFDAC is more, they are more, how do you say?
Friendly now.
Yeah, yeah. They're more friendly.
That's interesting.
You can just walk in and...
before we come to the different variants, how do you source for your raw material?
Okay,
Where do you get your honey from? Where do you get your ginger, your hibiscus, and everything else?
So the good thing for us is we started as an aggregator for farm produce. You know, that's why we have the name Farm Fresh Grocery.
Yeah. Define that for us. Aggregator for farm produce.
So we were sourcing farm foods from different aspects of Lagos, of Nigeria.
Okay.
So we're getting from Jos, we're getting from Ado-Ekiti, different, and bringing it to Lagos to sell. So he gave us the connect with farmers directly. So we have trusted farmers that we partner with.
That's a different business that you started off.
Yes, that was how we started. So we had direct access to...
So do you still have that business?
Yes.
And
right,
course,
but the focus now is the honey.
It's the focus now.
Yes.
All right. That's interesting.
So we source our honey from Ado-Ekiti, and then for the ginger and stuff, we get it from the north.
Very interesting. I'm going to open this just so we can see exactly what these little sachets are, if you don't mind. Didn't think you were going back with this now, did you?
Yeah, that definitely not.
Specimen for the show. So let's just go ahead and open it. Nice packaging, by the way. Plenty of thought put into this. And this is sold as is.
Yes.
Or you could perhaps maybe buy the sachets.
No.
Oh, now I see what you mean when you said hotels and stuff. This is what it looks like. And these are...
It helps you to control your portion intake of honey. Because a lot of times we overuse honey because it's healthy. We feel we can take too much. But with this, you're able to control your intake. Because I have people buy this jar and they tell me they finish it in 3 days.
Wow. So
yeah,
I shouldn't consume
too much
of honey as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's new. I'm not exactly a honey person because of its main source. From childhood, when I discovered where it comes from, I'm like, ugh. But it is quite healthy, quite frankly.
It is.
Now, let's talk about the flavors. We've got ginger lemon here.
So the ginger lemon is good for, you know, if you have like anything antiviral, like cough, cold, allergies, it helps with that. Vomit, it helps with that.
Then there's
hibiscus.
hibiscus.
The hibiscus. Hibiscus is good for your blood pressure. It's also good for your skin, and it has very high vitamin C.
And then
the cinnamon.
The cinnamon somewhere here. I'm looking for
cinnamon.
cinnamon.
Somewhere in there. So cinnamon is good for your heart. It's good for your cholesterol.
Yeah.
And it's also good for people that have blood sugar.
Okay.
You know, diabetes.
All right, cinnamon.
So it basically helps to balance
my sugar level.
Yeah.
So does it help when I put it in ice cream? Kind of cancels out, doesn't it? Because I have cinnamon in my ice cream. I love it so. But nice packaging. About the packaging, where do you get your packaging done, and what was the idea to get it in little sachet sizes?
Okay, so we started off making them in glass jars, and then a lot of our clients complained that, you know, before they got home, they broke.
Oh.
You know, they were disappointed, and, you know, that can be heartbreaking. So we switched to making
plastic
them
bottles.
in plastic.
They've got them in plastic bottles now.
So
you can just open the top,
it and
squeeze.
push, yeah.
Okay.
And then we now thought of the people at the grassroots level who are drinking their pap, their bookies and all that. They also deserve to have the opportunity to, you know, eat healthy. So we started the sachet pack.
So I get that.
Then another thing is, when you go to hotels, a lot of times, they serve honey in like little, you know, glass jars. And then a lot of times, people just take some and the rest goes to waste.
Yeah, true.
But if you have like a sachet, you reduce cost, you reduce wastage.
How much research did you have to put in, and how much feedback did you have to get to decide to do it in plastic bottles, sachets, and...
A lot, you know, and, you know, the research doesn't stop. You keep going, you know, you meet your target customers, get their feedbacks, and then you keep improving.
All right, good. So is this this is everything you do as for a living? Is it your agro business with the aggregation and also the processing of honey?
Yeah.
I'm asking specifically because we had a conversation this morning about the whole Japa syndrome and how we should refocus and perhaps maybe focus on our country and what we can do here. So I'd like to know, as an alternative to immigrating out of Nigeria, which is very difficult now, can I start such a business and be comfortable? Are you comfortable?
It's a lot of...
You can be honest. You can be honest. It's okay.
So, it takes a lot of dedication because it's not easy being an entrepreneur in Nigeria. There's a lot of ups and downs. So if you have your 9 to 5, I'll say still keep it while you're building your brand.
With all
yes, so I won't say leave everything and just dive into this, let it grow to the level that it can sustain itself before you let go.
Thank you for your honesty. That's very honest. That's grand. I think this is a very interesting innovation. I've never seen it before. I never thought it. I never crossed my mind. But I think maybe now I might begin to take more honey.
The amazing thing, a lot of people come and say, I don't like honey.
Yeah.
But when they taste it, they're like, oh, it's not bad. And, they try it. So.
Tell you what, I'm going to bring you over to the kitchen while I'm tasting one of yours. So let's take you over now because we have something very delicious for you to have.
Alrighty then. Yeah, so you've done something we thought was impossible. You've sweetened up Mazino with honey.
Now, I'm tuned into honey right now. Love it.
Mazino, it's hard to sweeten up somebody like me. It's hard. But you've given him honey. Imagine that. Winnie?
It's actually not hard to switch numbers.
Really? It's not? Really?
You just need to know how to do
I
it.
need some tutorials.
All right. Welcome into Wake Up Nigeria Kitchen. You know that? Let's just leave it. So we have Chef Shebutima here. She's been hard at work putting together this meal for you. We'd like for you to try it out and let us know what you think about it. Yeah. So Chef, tell us what exactly we have on this plate.
Sorry?
Tell us.
What do we have? What is it? What do we have?
Right here.
Potatoes, fish, lemon, then chicken, then minced pepper.
Okay, so it's sweet potatoes and fish sauce. Let's call it fish sauce.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so the sweet potato.
Man, I can smell the pepper.
I can myself. It's very spicy.
Very spicy.
Speaking of spicy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the fire engine somewhere close.
It's really nice.
All right.
Okay.
Chef Shebutima
again.
has done it again.
Yeah.
Taste the spices, the seasoning, and I just tasted a little part of it because I was, scared it might be spicy. But it's nice.
Nice.
Still hold the spicy.
We're happy you like it.
Yes.
Well, it's been one good Monday edition here for Wake Up Nigeria. Boy, we happy we're at this point right now. Because, we have to go prepare for tomorrow's edition, which promises to be equally as grand. So you guys want to join us then at 7 a.m. when we, are here for you to start your Tuesday. Until then, I want to say thank you very much, Justin. Thank you, Chef Shebutima. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you to you for tuning in. Until tomorrow, goodbye.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.